Fear from drones? Turkey's president's daughter link to India? Conspiracy or coincidence? Imagine you're standing at an international airport, tight security all around, thorough baggage checks, and surveillance at every step. But at that very airport operates a company whose ties lead directly to a country that recently sided with India's enemy. And behind that company is a man known for building some of the world's deadliest combat drones. Not just that, his wife, the daughter of Turkey's president, has suddenly become the face of controversy in India. The question arises, is this just a coincidence, or is there a deeper strategy at play? Could foreign influence on Indian soil be a sign of something far more dangerous? Today, we'll explore this issue in depth. But before that, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our updates. So let's begin today's discussion without delay. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, a name that has dominated Turkey's leadership for the past 2 decades. But recently, his name has made headlines in India for a very different reason. The reason? His daughter, Sumeyye Erdogan, whose name began surfacing across Indian social media, allegedly linked to an aviation company. Accusations began flying that she owned Celibi Aviation India, a company responsible for ground handling and cargo services at some of India's most critical airports. When this name came to light, it created a storm. While the company denied the claim, suspicions refused to fade. Celibi Aviation swiftly issued a clarification, stating that they have no connection whatsoever with Sumeyye Erdogan. They explained that the actual owners are Celibi Aviation and Celibi Aviation, members of Turkey's prestigious Celebi family. Furthermore, the company emphasized that it is now entirely controlled by multinational investors. A 65% stake is held by investors from Canada, the US, the UK, Singapore, and the UAE, while the remaining portion is owned by investment funds based in the Netherlands and Jersey. In short, Celibi Aviation now functions as a truly global entity, not one controlled by any single nation. However, the controversy intensified when the Indian government revoked Celibi Aviation's security clearance at Delhi Airport. This decision came at a time when Turkey had openly supported India's adversary, Pakistan. Turkey's statements on Kashmir had especially hurt Indian sentiments. And perhaps this is why India didn't just cancel security clearance but also terminated Celibi's cargo service operations in Delhi. Now comes the most shocking twist in the story, Selcuk Bayraktar. This name doesn't belong to just any businessman. He is the son-in-law of Turkey's president. And he's the man behind some of the world's most lethal and widely discussed drone technologies. As chairman of Baykar and the mastermind of drone warfare technology, Selcuk Bayraktar has not only transformed Turkey's defense capabilities but also significantly strengthened Turkey's military presence in various international conflicts. Selcuk's story is no less fascinating. Born into a family of engineers, his passion for technology led him to the prestigious MIT and the University of Pennsylvania in the United States. Upon returning to Turkey, he transformed his father's company, Baykar, into a global force. Baykar developed Turkey's first fully indigenous combat drone, Bayraktar TB2, which is now internationally renowned. Thanks to this drone, Turkey has achieved major military victories in various conflicts without putting boots on the ground. But these drones aren't limited to just defense. They have become a new diplomatic weapon for Turkey. Baykar's drones are now sold to several of Turkey's allied nations. From Ukraine to Azerbaijan and Qatar, these drones have dramatically shifted outcomes on the battlefield. And this is precisely why a growing concern is emerging in India. Could the owners of a company operating at Indian airports have any indirect connection to Turkey's defense and political dominance? Amid this debate, the background of Turkey's presidential family has also become a topic of interest. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan married Emin Gulbaran in 1978. They have 4 children, Ahmet Burak, Necmettin Bilal, Isra, and Sumeyye. Sumeyye Erdogan married Selcuk Bayraktar in 2016, and since then, her name has frequently appeared in media headlines. Although Sumeyye is a scholar and social activist by profession, her political affiliations and marriage have often brought her into national conversations, especially when defense, diplomacy, and business intertwine. Selçuk Bayraktar's name also featured in Forbes' 2024 list of billionaires, with an estimated net worth of around $1.2 billion. He ranks as the 2,410th richest person in the world. This wealth has come primarily from the drone business. Selçuk holds a 52.5% stake in Baykar, clearly highlighting how the line between Turkey's national defense budget and private profit has significantly blurred. On one hand, there's state support, on the other, personal gain. Since this controversy erupted in India, social media has split into 2 camps. One side argues that suspicion towards Celibi Aviation is reasonable. Foreign influence, especially from nations aligned with adversaries, should never be ignored. The other side insists that India should maintain an open and liberal trade approach, especially when the company in question claims transparency. But amid this debate, one thing is certain: India has become far more alert about its strategic security. Speaking of Celibi Aviation, the company provides ground handling and cargo services at 9 major Indian airports, including in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. The company asserts that it complies with every regulation and is monitored by agencies such as the CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, BCAS, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, and AI, Airports Authority of India. So, from a security standpoint, a certain level of oversight does exist, but the question remains, is that oversight truly enough? The relationship between India and Turkey is no longer limited to diplomacy. It now intersects at economic, technological, and political levels. In recent years, India has repeatedly objected to Turkey's policies, be it Turkey's statements at the United Nations regarding Kashmir or its military and drone support to Pakistan. And now, with India initiating investigations into Turkish companies, it's a clear signal that the country will not compromise when it comes to aviation and cyber security in the future. On the other hand, Turkey's aggressive foreign policy and the global expansion of its defense companies have become a growing concern for countries like India. As India pushes forward with its mission to indigenize its defense systems, the presence of companies tied to foreign military networks, regardless of how innocent they may claim to be, naturally falls under suspicion. More questions arise. Was Sumeyye Erdogan's name deliberately linked to stir public sentiment against a foreign company in India? Was this just a rumor, or was there a calculated strategy behind it? Or was it simply an instinctive reaction from a citizen concerned and vigilant about national security? Whatever the case, one thing has become crystal clear: India is no longer driven solely by economic growth figures. The country is now equally focused on ensuring that foreign capital, technology, and companies do not become tools that threaten its security, sovereignty, or strategic control. And with this mindset, India is now scrutinizing every entity, every name, and every technology, no matter how profitable it may seem, if it poses even the slightest risk to national security.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.